Okay, guys, welcome to the third episode of the Java programming tutorials by me, Pandaism. That that rock was nice, I must say. Um, so during the second episode, we went over why why use variables. Don't move it. Why use variables and what print and print line is, and we basically reviewed over why use the main method and everything. Y'all should be able to understand this fairly easily, but I'll just close this down. I'll just go over it again. So a variable is a placeholder within your system memory, and you can name it whatever you want. I named mine Hello World. Um and and your variable can hold a string. Well, your string variable can hold a string. There's different type of things you can call, like ints and doubles and floats and different other things. But a string variable can hold a string, and a string is a series of letters, symbols, and numbers. Um, and print line and print line is printing a line. Print is printing out to the console without any breaks between your prints. So, and this backslash n is a line break. So, what we're gonna be doing today is con, 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 cognition, concatenation, right? Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. Concatenation. Um, and some more on different type of native of a variable. Concatenation. This is how you would spell it. Concatenation. Okay. Concatenation is where you merge two things together. Like basically what I did here is I merged um hello world variable with a separate string that breaks the line. And um this is your concatenation. Concatenation. Uh in in this tutorial we're gonna be using we're gonna be using math operators to do some simple math equations and and, and a scanner to take in um, user inputs. I'm just gonna delete this out a little bit, actually all of it. So let's start anew. Uh, as you can see, we're still using the tutorial one because we're not gonna be doing much right now. So so um, we're gonna be building this up until we reach a major point within the tutorial, um, and then we're gonna make a new project. So for this, yeah, I'll leave it like that. So for this, what you want to do is, well, let's start with creating your scanner. So a scanner is basically A scanner is something that take a user's input or different things like um, reading a file and stuff like that. But for this, we are going to be using a scanner to take in user input. So, um, so, um, so we made a we um we call the we call the scanner class, and then we're gonna name it as our scanner, and then press equal new. Should import this. Just press Alt, Enter, and then it'll import the class. We're gonna be using java.util.scanner, and that's when you know it's um, imported correctly. So we're gonna be making a scanner, naming our scanner, and then we're gonna be setting it equal to a new scanner, and then in here we're gonna put system.in, and this will basically allow us to uh, get a user input. Next, we want to do a hmm, let's do a system dot out dot print line, and then enter your input. So then we're gonna do scanner. Actually, make a string variable, string, and then input right here, and then just a semicolon to in your statement. So set input to equals scanner dot uh, next line. Yeah, scanner dot next line, and then system dot out dot print line, and then your input is, and then right here we will be using the concatenation plus, and then put input, and then just run it, and that's weird. Just click aloud, and then put uh hello panda, how are you? And here, hello panda, how are you? Which is our input. So that was fairly quickly. That went by fairly quickly actually. So what I did was I create a scanner class. Well, I called upon the scanner class. I named it scanner. I set it to equal a new scanner, which would take in the user input. And then I made a string variable name input. And then you basically right here, you should know what this is. It prints out a line that prompts you to your um enter your input. Um, and then the next line down, I set my string variable input to equal the scanner, and then it takes the next line, which is this. So basically, it enters, well, it prints out the line, and then the scanner would take the next line. And then for the last um, for the last system.out.println, I basically made a string and typed down your input is, and then I combined it with our string variable, which is this, and it'll print out your name is and the string variable that we put in. Now, you can do this with many things actually. Let's say, uh, let's say we make a int uh value call x, and then we can set x to equals scanner dot next int, and then system dot out dot print line your integer int. Oh, nope, that's not how you spell integer at all. Integer is, and then just add in um our x variable here. Um, as you can it'll do the same thing. Enter my input, which is none right here because I didn't enter anything in, and then uh, and then in this next line, it'll ask for our input on a number. I'll put 5, and your integer is 5. I'm gonna just remove these two because we don't need it anymore, and I'm gonna use the comment to comment out our string variable. But let's say I wanted to enter a uh a um a um a um a um a decimal answer, say 2.5, enter, and it threw an error. Why? Because we set x to equals a a integer, and that is just whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, with no with no with no with no decimals to it. And then our scanner is where it threw the error. As you can see here, is at line 15. Just right click over here and show line number, and it's at line 15, which is where the um error was thrown. Um, which is because we basically wanted the scanner to take in a integer, so we can set it to equal this x. But now we want it to be a decimal. So how do we change that? We can either use doubles or float. But this threw another error because right here we have to change this also to a double int. No, just double. And now let's run it again to see what happens. 2.5 and perfect. And I gotta change this. Let's just make it generic input. So 2.5, 6. Make it beautiful. Um, yeah, and we can do it with float. Float's basically the same thing. Next float, and we can either keep it as a double or as a float. But for me, I like changing floats to equal floats and double to equal double because it's easier on my brain. So let's just say 2.666666666. And because it's a float, it'll round off for us after a certain amount of um of precision. Uh, with doubles, I don't think it rounds off. If I'm mistaken, then yeah. But I don't think doubles round off. 2.66666. Yeah. With float will uh, round off for you. Doubles wouldn't. And that's about it for episode 3. I think 3. Should be 3. Yeah. Episode 3. Um, I might go lay on the rock again. Oh no. See you guys.